Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family. If you are looking for London best destinations in 2025, then this video is for you, which is also my London city design review. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that I'm in London for a couple of weeks, and at the end of this trip, I'll be recording my final verdict video comparing London with other cities to help you decide if you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount on buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. With that being said, let's begin exploring London's city design. Right now we are located at the place called Garden at 120, which is located in the downtown city center of London. It is a free rooftop garden that you can visit during their business hours. During popular dates, it may or may not be available, but we were lucky enough to get in today, and it is a pretty scenic place. If you're looking for London best destinations in 2025, this should definitely be on your list. I'm gonna go ahead and walk around so you can see for yourself what it looks like. The views are amazing up here. It is a little bit sunny today, and the temperature is almost 30 degrees Celsius, so it's kind of a hot day, and there isn't too much space to hide from the sun at this specific location. It's not too bad. You can still find some spots here and there, but if you wanna get the best viewpoints like this, you have to be in the sun, which is fine. It's free, so I can't complain too much. Right now we are looking at the famous walkie-talkie building that has another really well-known and popular rooftop garden. It's called the Sky Garden. So it's just a few minutes walk away from where we are right now. That one is even more popular than this one. They also offer free entry, but it's really difficult to get in. You have to arrive early in the morning, hoping they'll let you in, and there's no guarantee. We tried a few times. Their website was not working for booking free tickets. I'm not sure why, but I tried multiple times, and then we tried stopping by multiple times, and it was not possible to get in. They want you to go to a restaurant and spend 50 to 100 pounds or something like that, and then they can let you in, which I think is a great business technique for making money. Just getting people to come there in the first place, and then since they are already there, they might feel like, oh, you know what, we came all this way, so we might as well just buy something to eat and then make it to the rooftop, so we don't have to come back later, or we don't have to wait for unknown amount of time, because that is how it works over there. They tell you if you want to wait, maybe we'll let you in, maybe we won't. We'll see. So for me, I really value my time, especially in London. So I decided to come to this one instead, and I do think it's very impressive. You can see the view of the Tower Bridge in the distance. I have another video covering that area on my channel. I went for the Tower Bridge opening. I checked the schedule on their website to see when it actually opens for a boat to pass through, and it did not open on time. It was late, but luckily I stayed there longer, and I was able to see that and capture it on video as well. Now that we are looking at the city skyline, let's begin talking a little bit about London city design. You can see that we are on this rooftop garden, but guess what? London is really full of different kinds of green areas with benches where you can sit and relax and read a book or have a meal. They are basically all over London. Most of them are completely free, so you can go to a supermarket, get something to eat or something to drink, and just go and enjoy those benches. Some of them are also private gardens that you are not able to access, which I have not seen in any other cities before. It's kind of cool. You have your own private garden only for people who have the membership. That is pretty interesting. But luckily they do have a lot of public gardens too, and the availability of those gardens, they are basically everywhere, all over the city, and I think it's awesome. If I were to compare London to some of the Italian cities I visited earlier this year, like Venice or Milan or Rome, they have a lack of benches. It's really hard to find a place to sit on, especially in city centers. And also, there are no free toilets. Almost anywhere you cannot find a free toilet. And it seems like everything is designed to make you spend money. Whereas in London, yes, it's definitely more expensive in terms of housing, but they do have a lot of free things that you can enjoy. These kind of gardens, and also a lot of free museums, and in general, London seems like it's kind of generous. Also, it does have free toilets in many of the parks and museums, and over there they provide feminine products, which I have never seen anywhere in the world. Free feminine products, and also some creams. If your skin is dry, you want to use like a moisturizer, they provide that at the toilets, which is pretty cool. The free toilets are available at many locations, but not everywhere. And in the worst case scenario, you may have to go to like a fast food chain like McDonald's or Five Guys. But I've been here for a couple of weeks and I have not had to pay for toilets in London. I know some YouTubers said that London has a problem about this. I think, yeah, it could be better, but it's definitely not like a major issue. It's not a disaster. Like in Italy, it was really a disaster. Basically, you have to go to a restaurant and order something. Otherwise, you have to pee in the street, in a park, which I don't recommend. So, as far as city design goes, London has a combination of classical style and different kinds of historic vintage styles of architecture combined with modern architecture. It also has a lot of interesting modern buildings, low-story buildings and high-story buildings, skyscrapers, and lots of things in between that are that have been designed fairly recently, but also offer something cool to look at in terms of the way that they built them. I do appreciate London's architecture overall, including both classical and modern styles. There are also a lot of spots where you can kind of see them side by side. You can see like a really, really old historic church or historic building right next to a really modern building. And I think they did a pretty good job blending it in and making it look really great. In terms of architecture, I would give London maybe 9 out of 10, maybe even 10 out of 10. It's a really beautiful city. The only city that I can think of that might look better than London in general is Vienna, which is my favorite city in the world, but it's also the most livable city on the planet. If you consider education and public transportation and air quality and all the things, different factors, Vienna is number one in most of these categories, and that's the city that I love the most. But London is definitely it's close to Vienna in terms of how beautiful it is to walk around the city. The architecture is amazing. The city is also fairly clean for the most part, which I really appreciate. I don't see a lot of trash everywhere. Let's let this airplane pass through. Yeah, I don't see a lot of trash everywhere in London. You do see some here and there, but it's not as bad as Paris or many cities in the United States where you're shocked, like, wow, where am I? This looks so bad. My most worst memory is from Washington, D.C., where I just saw so much garbage everywhere, like on the buses, at bus stops, in the streets, and also a lot of really strange characters yelling some nonsense or smelling bad or listening to loud music without headphones. You don't get to see as much of this stuff in London, which I really appreciate. You still see some weird characters here and there, but it's not such a major issue as it is in some other cities I've visited in the past. In terms of city design, they do lack water fountains. Many cities offer like free water fountains where you can refill your bottle, but you can do that at some chains, some fast food chains, also some stores. They have a sign, refill here, and you can go in and ask them and they'll refill it for you at no cost, which is great. Also, you can get some good deals at many of their supermarket chains and convenience store chains. They don't want to waste food, so they offer discounts when it's about to expire. You can get it for half the price, which is pretty cool. I appreciate that policy as well. One thing that kind of sucks is when you cross the street, you have to press the button, and not everyone wants to do that, so people end up just going across the street at any random time they want. So it's a little bit of a chaos. And also, why not make cars press the button? Because people are the majority. There are way more pedestrians and public transit users than drivers. So I don't understand why the pedestrians are the ones who have to be inconvenienced and forced to press the button. A lot of cities don't have buttons like this. It just changes automatically. But in London, you do have to press the button if you want to cross. Or you just go on the red light. That's what everybody else does. At least that's what it looks like. Now, I do want to invite you guys to take the elevator downstairs and walk around the streets of London a little bit and see what it looks like. This part of town is pretty cool. I think it's going to be an interesting journey to check it out. I just need to find my partner and let her know that we are going downstairs. Definitely, we don't want to separate and get lost in this huge city. It's amazing how quiet it can be in London sometimes. And you can see in the distance the view of St. Paul's Cathedral, which is a very, very beautiful, iconic building. I went there yesterday to enjoy an organ concert. It was awesome. Very impressive interior and exterior. And I highly recommend visiting it when they have a free organ concert going on, because that way you can check out the interior for free. You don't have to pay the admission fee. We are good to go. Otherwise, you have to pay the admission fee to get in, and I'm not sure if it's worth it, since you can get in for free when they have a concert, or you can just join the mass, the service, and that also gets you in for free. Some of the other really great destinations I enjoyed in London are, of course, the Westminster area, the Westminster Abbey and the Big Ben and that whole area around it, and the Covent Garden and all the squares in between. Basically in between these areas we have the Chinatown and many cool destinations that I really enjoyed. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video as we take the elevator, and then I'll resume it when we are downstairs. I'll see you in a bit. All right, here we are downstairs of the building that has the garden at 120. You can see that sign over there, the garden at 120. So if you want to check it out, that's where you gotta go. And you can see there is a line right now to get in. So keep that in mind. All right, as we continue exploring the streets of London, I do want to point out that in general it's very friendly for pedestrians and for people who are walking, especially if you compare it with many American cities. Of course, United States has awesome cities like New York and San Francisco that are good for walking, but also it has a lot of cities, a lot of areas where you feel awkward walking. You have to like do a lot of zigzags when trying to cross the street. There's not a direct way. You have to press the bottom. You have to cross very wide roads. It takes forever. Sometimes there are no sidewalks at all. London does not have these kind of issues for the most part. I did see some areas where it felt like there should be a crossing and it was not there. But for the most part, the sidewalks are pretty wide and you have a lot of options for crossing the street. And it's pretty comfortable with lots of shade and lots of green areas. As I was saying earlier, it's very easy to find a bench to take a seat and have a rest. And in general, if you want to walk around the city, it's very convenient. The downtown area or the city center area is huge. You cannot see it all in one day. Technically, you could explore it on foot, but it requires a lot of long distance walking, and it would probably require multiple days to see it all because it has so much stuff to offer, so many destinations. And I think London generally is designed pretty well in terms of convenience and architecture and all the destinations. It has basically everything and anything you can think of, including lots of stores and shops and restaurants and art galleries and concert halls and churches and shopping malls and anything you want to find in a big city. London has it all, and it's usually located conveniently within walking distance. So the current city planners and the original city planners did an excellent job making things convenient. It's definitely way more convenient than Washington, D.C. I remember not being able to find anything, not being able to find a convenience store, not being able to find the toilets, not being able to see anything in between, just like wandering around the dirty streets with nothing interesting to look at. That was my experience in Washington, D.C. Also in Washington, D.C., the distance between the landmarks was quite huge. In this case, in London, yeah, the landmarks are spread out across the whole city center, which is huge, but also there's a lot of stuff to look at in between. So you won't get bored exploring London. You always have these interesting stores, buildings, and restaurants. And it's a vibrant city that is full of life. They also have very cool maps where you can see where you are and where you need to go. So if your smartphone is dead or your GPS is not working, or you don't want to use your smartphone, you want to do it the old school way, either way it's gonna work, because you can find one of these maps and it shows you what's around you within a 5-minute walk, and also it shows like a wider circle with all the landmarks that are close by, which makes it really awesome and convenient for travelers and locals too, because it's hard to know all the destinations even if you're a local. It's such a huge city with so much to offer.
Sorry? Oh no, she's got an airplane.
And of course, check out these awesome buildings. London definitely has a lot of these kind of buildings, which I really appreciate as someone who admires beautiful architecture. And this one on the left is so-so. And Washington, D.C. is full of buildings like that, like the one you see in the middle right now. That's Washington, D.C. for the most part. But London, it has some of that stuff, but it also has lots of buildings like you see on the right, and also like the ones that you see in the distance, which look a lot more interesting and elegant and stylish. A couple of notes about public transportation. It's very impressive in London. I really enjoy using it. The frequencies are very small, very short, so you don't have to wait for buses for too long. It's very convenient to get around, especially if you're using the bus network. And they have these double-decker buses, so you can sit on the second floor in the front, enjoying the city views, which is pretty awesome and enjoyable, and it costs only $175 for up to 60 minutes of usage, which I think is very affordable for an expensive city like this. Speaking of expenses, keep in mind that London is not cheap, and I do have a video on how to save money in London. Feel free to check it out on my channel. And also I want to let you know that as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting, with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad. And this is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities across the globe, my helpful PDF guides with awesome secret tips, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. Thank you everyone for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.